So what if Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip 5 became even more enticing than the rumors we've heard from its competitors? SES new reports claim that Samsung is planning a major overhaul this year, and it looks pretty hot. Apple seems ready to resurrect the iPod into what we've known today as AirPods, sort of. And what if Sony made a new PSP that was so poorly implemented that it's dead on arrival? I'm Jaime Rivera, and yeah, I agree. I really need to stop traveling so much if I want to be able to do these videos so frequently. It's just been crazy. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today are non-existent, but let's start today's video with Sony and some, I'm struggling to call it exciting rumors about a possible new gaming console. We all know how Sony dominated the handheld console market with its PSP and PS Vita, and, well, it is reported that they plan to get back into the market with a new model. According to the report, there's a model named PlayStation Q Lite, which is still in Q&A testing phase. This console is described to be a PS5 controller with an 8-inch LCD screen in the middle, but there's a catch. It will only work with Sony's PlayStation Remote Play. Users will be able to stream PS5 games, but it won't be able to work without an internet connection, which is terrible, as the Nintendo Switch is more fun when you're on a plane where the internet is terrible, if any. The report also mentions that the PlayStation Q Lite will feature adaptive trigger speakers, volume buttons, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. The screen will support 1080p resolution at 60 frames per second, and it is expected to arrive before the launch of the PS5 Pro, which would get announced next year. If it requires the internet, I think it's DOA, but let me know what you think in the comments. Now let's talk about Apple, because it seems like they're planning to change everything we know about the AirPods, at least in some aspects. It is reported that the company is researching to develop a new charging case for the AirPods that would feature a built-in touchscreen. The screen would enable users to control audio sources and interact with applications associated with the connected device. In one embodiment, the case responds to specific gestures such as taps and swipes to navigate on-screen content and invoke Siri. Apple even describes how squeezing the case would be a way to change the listening mode of the AirPods, likely referring to noise cancellation and transparency. The report also mentions that the case would include additional processors and memory modules that would allow it to carry out specific instructions that are traditionally associated with smartphones, computers, and other devices, meaning that it would have interactive access to iPhone applications, including phone, mail, messages, camera, and calendar, etc. I mean, could this be that Apple wants to sort of resurrect the iPod? I mean, it's a pretty cool idea. Moving on, let's talk about Apple, because somehow we have the first reports of the iPhone roadmap, and we're even talking as far as iPhone 17, so just bear with me. I know it sounds crazy, but we've known a lot of what Apple does is the result of very long roadmaps, and the M-series chips are the perfect example. According to Ross Young, the iPhone 17 Pro will be the first model to feature under-display Face ID technology. Young also claimed that the new Face ID tech will still be accompanied by a circular cutout for the front-facing camera. Last year, Ross Young expected that to happen on 2024's iPhones, but there seems to be some sensor issues, and we'll just have to wait. This implementation is expected to persist until 2027's Pro models, which will also have the camera under the display for a true all-screen experience. I know, pretty late. Young also reported that Apple will add low-power LTPO display technology to the standard iPhones by 2025, which will enable ProMotion on these devices, allowing this display to go up to 120Hz refresh rate for better scrolling and video consumption experiences. Anyways, it's a pretty long roadmap indeed, but it sounds interesting. And finally, for the most interesting news today, let's talk about Samsung, since we have a lot of new information about the Galaxy Z Flip 5. Max Jambor shared a concept image based on knowledge of the actual look of the device. At a glance, it's obvious that this is going to be the first big design change that we've gotten since the Z Flip 3. We can notice how the display will take the majority of the outer area and will only have a cutout around the two cameras. We're still not sure how much the outer display will measure. However, it is reported that it will be somewhere between 3 to 4 inches, although it is likely that it will be on the lower end of the range based on the dimensions of the previous model. The bigger display will bring improvements to the selfies experience, and doing tasks like checking notifications or replying to messaging should be more convenient to perform. According to Ross Young, the Z Flip 5 will come in 4 major color options: beige, gray, light green, and light pink. Now, moving on to the camera department, it is reported that the Z Flip 5 will stick to dual 12-megapixel camera sensors for the ultra-wide and primary. However, it is reported that these will be new and improved sensors for better quality images. Anyways, in today's question, let us know, what else would you change about the Galaxy Z Flip 5? Because at least in my case, I'd use the 50-megapixel primary that we have on the Galaxy S series so that we could get 2x lossless zoom. But that's, I don't know, I think that would be a better camera combo, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me get more stamps on my passport. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.